What's up guys, it's DC here, and today I'm going to be doing a ranking of the top 10 best weapons in Apex Season 5. This list is going to be focusing only on the normal loot pool weapons. I'm not going to be taking a look at any of the care package weapons or the gold version of the weapons because those are in a class of its own. In my opinion, these are the 10 weapons that you're pretty much always going to be picking up. These are the best for late game. And without further ado, let's start off this list. Coming in at number 10 is the Sentinel, and spoiler alert, this is going to be the only sniper on this list. Aside from the Kraber, this is the strongest sniper in the game currently. While it may have a slow fire rate and its starting mag is only 4, this thing hits hard. With a 70 damage body shot and a 2x headshot multiplier to get 140 headshot damage, you can down someone who has a red evo shield and 3 body shots or just 2 headshots. It also got a nice upgrade this season, so instead of using a shield battery to use the disruptor, you only need to use 2 shield cells. The best way to use this thing is to charge up its disruptor, hit someone, which takes off all their shields, then quickly switch to your secondary weapon, that way you can down them. Its iron sights are okay, but if you get a good optic on this thing, your far range accuracy will be spot on. Coming in at number 9, we have the EVA 8 Auto. Now, for me personally, I've never really liked using this shotgun. I always chose the Peacekeeper over it, and now the Mastiff, I'll probably choose the Mastiff over it, but you can't deny that its stats have a lot of things going for it. It's the fastest firing shotgun in the game with 128 RPM. It does decent damage as well with 63 body and 99 headshot damage, meaning that going against someone who has a red evo, you can down them in 4 body shots or just 3 headshots. But this thing really shines when you add the hop up, the double tap trigger to it. With the hop up, your damage and fire rate doubles, so now you're doing 126 body as well as 198 headshot damage, making it a 2-shot to kill against any red evo, either body shot or headshot. If you can get a purple shotgun bolt as well as a double tap trigger on this thing, it's very hard to stop. Number 8 is the Hemlock. This weapon has great versatility with its burst fire and single fire, so I'm going to be looking at the stats of both. As a burst AR, the Hemlock does 66 body damage and 132 headshot damage, meaning you can down a red evo shield in either 4 body shots or just 2 headshots. As a single fire AR, the Hemlock does 22 body damage and 44 headshot damage, making it 11 body shots to kill and 6 headshots to kill a red evo. Its fire rate as a burst is 490 RPM, while its fire rate as a single fire is 384. I'd say the burst fire mode is best for close range, while the single fire mode is best for mid and far range. The only downside to this weapon is that it has one of the worst iron sights in the game, so make sure you get good optics. Coming in at number 7 as the only pistol on this list is the Wingman. The Wingman has always been very strong if you can hit your shots, and the fact that they added the Skull Piercer rifling back in the game this season just pushes it up. Its body damage is 45, meaning it's always going to take 5 shots to kill a red evo. Its headshot damage without Skull Piercer is 90, and with Skull Piercer it's 101, so it's still going to take 3 shots regardless to kill a red evo. But to someone without body armor, it's a 1 shot, and to someone with gold armor, it only takes 2 headshots with Skull Piercer rather than 3 shots without the hop up. Its base magazine is 5 shots, but its level 3 can get up to 8, and its iron sights are okay, but you're probably going to want a good optic on this, specifically the 1x HCOG, which is what most pros use. Coming in at number 6 above the other shotgun in this list is the Mastiff. While its fire rate might be a little lower than the EVA 8, the Mastiff doesn't need a hop up to get better damage. It does 104 body damage, making it a 1-shot to anyone without armor, and it does 128 headshot damage, also a 1-shot to anyone without armor. But it only takes 3 body shots and only 2 headshots to kill someone who has red evo. And its magazine holds 6 shots, so you can theoretically take down a whole squad of red evo shields if you hit your headshots. The iron sights for this gun is also pretty good, especially if you've gotten used to them after using it back when it was a care package weapon. The only downside to this is that it has a pretty strong kickback after each shot, but if you can get used to that, you'll be fine. Number 5 is the R301. This gun has an incredible fire rate at 720 RPM. It does 14 body damage and 28 headshot damage. It takes 17 body shots or just 9 headshots to kill a red evo. While its default mag is only 18, it can get up to 28, and this recoil on this gun is not that hard to learn, plus you can get a barrel stabilizer to ease that up. Although the anvil receiver was removed this season, it's still a very good weapon at close range and mid range, and I would pretty much always use the full auto version instead of the single fire. Coming in at number 4 is another really strong AR is the Flatline. This thing is basically a better version of the R301 with a little bit slower fire rate. And since it has that slower fire rate, it has to combat that with better damage, 19 body damage and 38 headshot damage, making it 12 body shots as well as 6 headshots to kill a red Evo. Its base mag is also 20 shots and it can get up to 30 with a level 3 heavy mag on it. You can use this gun at pretty much any range and it'll do well. The recoil is also really easy to learn and control. The only bad thing about this gun is again its iron sights. This gun probably has the worst iron sights in the game unless you got the Season 4 Tier 100 flatline skin, so I always prioritize finding some good optics for this gun. We've reached the top 3, and coming in at number 3 as the best AR in the game right now is the Havoc. I'll go over the cons of this gun first this time. It always takes a second to rev up your shots and its recoil is pretty heavy, but once you get past those, this is an amazing gun. Its magazine is 32 and it has a really high fire rate at 556 RPM. Its body damage is 18, its headshot damage is 36, meaning it only takes 13 body shots or just 7 headshots to kill a red Evo. So you can absolutely shred with this thing. When this gun has select fire on, it basically becomes a better version of the charge rifle, doing 60 body damage and 90 headshot damage, making it a 4 body shot to kill and a 3 headshot to kill a red Evo. The Havoc is really strong at close and mid-range, and if you have select fire, this is a really good far-range weapon. Now, the top 2 spots are very close. I hope it's not too controversial what I'm about to say, but I think number 2 is the R99. The R99 has always been a top tier weapon in Apex. It has the fastest fire rate of any weapon at 1080 RPM, its body damage is 11, its headshot is 17, it takes 21 body shots or 14 headshots to down a red Evo shield. Its default magazine is 20 shots, but if you get a level 3 light mag, you can get up to 27. The R99 has always been an absolute shredder and is perfect for close range and even does a little bit well in mid-range. I wouldn't say the iron sights are bad, but what is a little bit bad about this weapon is its recoil. It has one of the worst recoils in the game, vertical plus curve right, so you're always going to want to find a good barrel stabilizer for this. And the number 1 best weapon in Apex Season 5 is the Prowler. Now I know what you're thinking, why are you putting a weapon that requires a hop up to be its best version at the number 1 spot? Well, it's because the Prowler is still really good as a burst. So as a burst, it does 75 body damage and 115 headshot, meaning it only takes 3 body shots or just 2 headshots to down someone with a red Evo shield. And as a full auto weapon, the Prowler does 15 body damage or 23 headshot damage, taking it 15 body shots or 10 headshots to kill someone with red Evo. Its fire rate is 800 RPM, its default mag is 20 shots, its level 3 mag is 35 shots, and its recoil is nowhere near as bad as the R99. With this weapon you feel in control. While its iron sights aren't the best, this is the ideal close range weapon and it still does pretty well at mid range, making it perfect for close range combat, which is what the majority of fights in Apex are like, giving it the number 1 spot. Alright guys, that is my list. Thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments what your top 10 weapons would be this season. And be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. DC out.